Here's your host, Alex Garrett.
Hey, Yankees free agency, it's open. Hey, baseball, it's coming back, baby. April 7th, opening day. And let me tell you, on Alex Garrett Podcasting for Fanatics Friday, I'm going to only spend a few minutes on this. But yes, they've given me a personalized tracking link, which means if you purchase something through the link, they have customized at Fanatics for yours truly. It supports this podcast, supports, I guess, my jersey buying habits. So maybe that's not a good thing. I don't know. But I'm excited that the week of March Madness tournaments, the week of baseball announcing that they will actually let the players play and open it up for teams, for players, and for the fans. What a Fanatics Friday to talk about all this. But the first thing I want to know is, where are the Yankees right now? Free agency has been open. We already saw Carlos Rodon be signed by the Giants. We are seeing that Freddie Freeman may or may not leave Atlanta, but it's most likely he's going to leave Atlanta. We don't know where yet. We're seeing Carlos Correa. That's one of the big names. Nolan Arenado, I believe it is. Yeah. Where is he going to end up? I mean, all these different names are out there. And the Yanks are in the running, but we're not hearing a lot. I imagine a flurry, maybe more than a flurry, like tomorrow and this weekend is going to be more than a flurry of snow. Another snowstorm as we hit the middle of March. Are you kidding me? It seems like this weather's never ending. But in the comments below, you're going to get to click the link right now. They have free shipping with a code, and I'll give you that code right now. At fanatics.com as the page loads up here. But I'm stoked. I don't know what March Madness holds. I don't know what it holds for local teams. By the way, use the code 24SHIP. It is on orders over $24. But hey, can't beat free shipping. And especially if you want that Rush St. Patrick's collection, St. Patrick's Day collection, which they do have some of the Irishness up there on Fanatics as well right now. What are you looking forward to the most in March? It's the Players' Championship this weekend as well, so there's some golf going on. Our local teams, the Big East Tournament Final will not have the New York teams. Maybe if Connecticut wins tonight, I was thinking about this. UConn, this is interesting. UConn actually won. Yes, won the tournament, the whole thing, the championship, the NCAA tournament back in 2014 or 15, just a couple of years removed from leaving the Big East. And now they've come back roaring in the Big East. They're going to play Villanova tonight. And you talk about self-care. You talk about loving yourself. You talk about fixing yourself, right? Well, maybe, perhaps, just maybe, the UConn Huskies have used the last 9 years to fix themselves, to work on themselves, to be where they are right now as a program led by Danny Hurley. Remember, Jim Calhoun led that program for eons until Kevin Ollie took over. Then Kevin Ollie got them in the championship with Kemba Walker and Shabazz Napier. The names are rolling off the tongue because I remember it like it was yesterday. Now, you've got this new group, Donald Carey leading the way for UConn. It's going to be a fun tournament tonight, Villanova versus UConn. Kind of exciting, fresh blood in there. From an old-time friend, if you will, but fresh blood this time around as UConn's in there. So, Big East tournament, not much to look forward to locally in New York. Syracuse knocked out of the ACC. What will Duke do next? I mean, where will they go? If they happen to win it all in March, how fitting would that be for Coach K's final time as a head coach and as the head coach for Duke in his final year? It's going to be interesting, but Fanatics and Fanatics Apparel has you covered literally from head to toe. You got the socks, you got the caps, you got the jerseys, you got the polos, you got everything. And if you click the link in this podcast, definitely will support this podcast and my jersey buying habits. Now, one newsy thing I want to talk about before I sign off and enjoy my Friday night is the fact that I had mentioned that Poland and U.S. had worked to make bring Ukraine some fighter jets. I've learned now that that's not happening, as President Biden vetoed that transaction. I know U.S. doesn't want to look like they're supporting any military efforts, but this also looks like an act of complacency. So President Biden, I urge you to send those fighter jets. I urge you to embolden the U.S. against Russia even more, as they're emboldened against Ukraine even more. Let's get those fighter jets to Ukraine, and let's fix the situation before it gets worse. Thank God for Ukrainian forces fighting their way through. But that's all I have to say on that. It's a Fanatics Friday. It's a sports kind of edition, and I'm excited. I'm excited that on April 7th will be opening day for baseball, and they've already sent it out. And I'm excited that it's March Madness. And I also encourage you next weekend, maybe you'll be able to, want to stay subscribed to Sling. But I also urge you, Sling TV is having quite a few deals here. But the 3-day trial, imagine having the tournament on your Go Paramount Plus, for the next few days, the Thursday and Friday and the Saturday. The round of 64 is going to be insane. You can watch it all on Sling TV. I have a link there to find out more, also in the podcast. So, yeah, they're part of this Fanatics Friday. They've got some great deals going for you sports fanatics and, the gamblers that are probably going to gamble on the first, second round, and then, of course, to the tournament. Sweet 16, Elite 8, right? All those tournaments. You'll be betting on those, I'm sure, if you're of that nature. And, this is March. I keep telling you, this is March. You don't know what's going to happen next. But I know that Fanatics and Sling are making this even more exciting for the sports fan out there. So check them out through this podcast, through the links below, and we'll be back with more. I'm going to have Thumbs Down Guy. I don't know if you know who Gary Denier is, but he had that famous thumbs down at Citi Field after a home run by Yankee Scott Frazier in the 2017 Hurricane displaced Rays Yankee game at Citi Field. He had the thumbs down. I happened to meet him last year, and he's going to be on my podcast. I can go for an analyst. I could try and reach out to some suit, if you will, but I want the average fan's take on this. Do they still like MLB even after they've opened up the league? Is it truly a thumbs up for the fan? Yes. But does Gary still give a thumbs down to Major League Baseball for the way they handled it? We'll find out tomorrow on Alex Garrett Podcasting and the Sports Hour portion of this podcast. And of course, we just gotta adapt every day. And we'll get back into that as well in due time here in March. But stay safe in the snow. Tomorrow's going to be bad here in the city, 1 to 3 inches. But it's going to ice up, sleet, right? A beautiful way to start mid-March with some snow, right? So enjoy that this weekend. And then it's off to March Madness. The real big tournament is on the way. And Fanatics and Sling have you covered, as is this podcast. We'll talk to you soon on Alex Garrett Podcast.